Look, what can I say? I wish I had better news for you. Cryptocurrency's down right now. Bitcoin's down, 20+%. Ethereum down 25+%. Close to 30% losses. And literally 24 hours, guys, altcoins are bleeding very bad right now. What am I gonna do, right? What am I gonna do? We are prepared for this. I've been talking about this for months, okay? You can't get too greedy. We've all been making so much money. Now it's time for this healthy pullback. So I'm gonna go over the principles of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. What are we in this in the first place? Understanding that on a deep level will put you in a really good position. Also, I'm going to be answering the question, Alex, should we sell it and then buy it back cheaper? I'm going to answer that question. And then I'm going to be giving you guys some buy points with USD into Bitcoin and Ethereum that you could potentially take yourself if you wanted to, but I'm doing it myself. All that and more. Keep watching. What's going on, everybody? Alex back with another cryptocurrency video. And I know it might be sad. I know you might be down and out. You woke up and lost 20% of your money. I get it. I'm in the same boat, right? But you guys got to understand that for me, it's a little bit different, right? I actually get happy in times like this because it allows me to buy cheaper cryptocurrency. Now, you have to trick your emotions, right? It's very hard for a beginner to trick their emotions. But essentially what you want to do is, if you're at least just starting, do the exact opposite of what everybody else is doing. So if right now everybody's panicking and they want to sell, this might be a good time to buy, and vice versa. When everybody's happy and buying, it might be a good time to sell, et cetera, et cetera. But I'll get into more details because I know that's very vague. But before we get started, guys, do us both a favor, hit that subscribe button as well as the push notification bell. Try not to clickbait too much. Ow! Oh! I try to keep things down to earth. And I try to back up everything I say with facts, not just technical analysis. We'll do that, but also real, tangible, fundamental analysis and real facts, research. Everything I say, I try to keep it down to earth and be as honest as I possibly can. Don't accept sponsorships from anybody, guys. Some of this is definitely time sensitive, so turn on all notifications. I don't know what the point of notifications if you don't get them, right? So let's jump into the actual video itself. One quick announcement, guys, we are hiring people. I'm hiring video editors. I'm hiring salespeople. I'm hiring coaches. I'll leave in a link in the description below to our open positions. Go ahead and apply, and we'll be hiring like 5 to 10 people. So there's a good chance. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. My community, from YouTube, you guys could potentially get a spot. It's remote work too, so you don't have to live in Florida or whatever the case is. So let's jump into the actual video itself. Let me stop beating around the bush. Now, the answer to this question is pretty much obvious. We all know what you should be doing, at least in times like this. But putting it down on paper, finding buy points, and coming to a real conclusion and developing a real strategy is a little bit different. I know some people might not be confident enough to do this type of thing. Now, I'm going to show you how you can raise your confidence so buying the dip is easy for you. I'm going to show you how to weather the emotions of the volatility of the market. Humans are not really used to this if you really think about it. Investments typically in the traditional market will grow. They don't see massive declines, right? You're not going to see a massive decline like this in the S&P 500 in 24 hours. Now, we've seen it before, but it's just highly unlikely. The current economic conditions, the chances of traditional markets to crash are not equal, but they're higher now. So there's a good risk. There's a lot of risk in traditional finance like stocks, bonds, et cetera, S&P 500 indexes over there, being that we're in these different economic conditions. So I would argue to say that, the artificial inflation, for example, that props up the regular market, it makes people, I would say, a little bit spoiled because that's not how real markets work. If you look at how life works, there's ups and downs. That's just how it works. And the reason why Bitcoin's so volatile is because there's manipulation, but there's no control over the supply, right? Nobody actually controls what's going on. So it's real. It mimics real life, right? The S&P 500, not so much. It's just kind of an artificial growth pattern going straight to the moon nonstop for, like a lot of years, guys. So it's a little bit different when you're getting into cryptocurrencies, and you have to understand that, this happens. It's very normal. Everything that's happening right now is very normal. So I'll go over some Bitcoin properties. We'll reestablish why we're in cryptocurrency in the first place. I'll recommend some books that you guys can read to help you through times like this, to make it easy for you to buy more. It was so easy for me to pull the trigger on buying some Bitcoin and Ethereum. I didn't even have to think about it, to be honest with you guys. It was very easy for me to make that decision. And that's because I've developed the experience over time. I've developed the calluses. Volatility doesn't affect me anymore. I know what my end goal is. And I'm trying to, give you guys those experiences. But it's hard to do this over a camera, for example, because you guys gotta understand, like, life is different. I could tell you something all day, but like For example, if I try to explain how a broken arm feels, I could tell you the pain, but you're never going to be able to really feel it until you experience it for yourself. So a lot of it is just developing that muscle, right? Developing the muscle of dollar cost averaging in these times of the market, and then seeing the benefits from it, and the benefits will get you confidence, right? I've made too much money dollar cost averaging. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I got into Bitcoin at like $3,800, $4,000 price range is because of the strategy. We got into Wi-Fi, sub 5,000 because of the strategy. It worked. It works if you know how to control your emotions. So I'm gonna try to teach you guys some of these principles so you can use it for yourself and don't have to refer to my video every single time you wanna make a decision. My goal is to make you guys independent and make you your own leaders. Let me jump into the screen and we'll talk about more price points and specifics. Hold on one second. All right, guys, so look, I wanna be very clear with you. We're gonna give you some buy positions. This can change, but this is what I'm currently doing right now. As you can see from the chart here, this is the total market capitalization of all cryptocurrency. This is not just Bitcoin. We still have not broken the parabolic upswing that's been happening. So it's not anything too crazy, guys. If anything, it might be a good buy position. Let me show you what I'm talking about. The Bitcoin USD, you could see that we're converging around some moving averages and some volume spikes. So just to give you guys a heads up, I've already pulled the trigger. I've already made a purchase around here on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So like literally right now might be a good time to buy Bitcoin Ethereum. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we move down to the 200-day moving average, which will be a price range of about $2,000 or $27,000, which will still not be concerning for me, and I'll explain exactly why. We've only seen, as we look at it right now, we've only seen about a 23 to 24% price drop. Now, I would not be surprised if we saw something like maybe a 33. That would not be out of the question. So it's not that big of a deal. I want to be, again, clear with you guys. The market of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is extremely volatile. Things like these are not out of the question. But one thing I think for a fact everybody should know is the properties of Bitcoin, the principles in which we stand by, because things like this are easy to buy, guys. I know there's a lot of people freaking out right now, but things like this are so easy to buy. It's so easy to make money. This is the easiest time to make money with crypto. Will be the best bet you could ever make, right? And it starts off with making that first decision, right? What are the characteristics of Bitcoin that make it superior to any other form of money? Why are you invested in crypto in the first place, right? If you're invested in crypto in the first place to make money and you don't understand what it is, you're lost from the beginning and you're gonna lose money, I guarantee it. But if you understand what you're doing, the long term is easy. It's very easy to make long-term predictions as long as you can stick to your guns, right? So what are the characteristics of Bitcoin? For example, it's decentralized, right? It's a world currency, a peer-to-peer network. You ever wonder why people go on, for example, the Pirate Bay, right? You guys ever heard of the Pirate Bay? You can get free movies, free music, free audiobook. You get everything free. It's technically illegal, but for some reason, you can Google search the website right now and find it. Pirate Bay. Here, I'm just gonna Google search it. New websites all the time popping up. You can get free anything. I know there's like porn images that sometimes pop up, so let me just exit out of that. But guys, that's a peer-to-peer website that cannot be taken down. They've been sued, and the reason for it is because when someone takes it down, they just have another guy somewhere else in the world that uploads a backup of the server of the actual website, and they keep uploading. It's the same thing with Bitcoin. The reason why it's so powerful is because of the security feature of decentralization. The fact that it's a world currency. So if something happens in the United States, something happens in China, China has banned it before. It will not take down this currency, right? What's another one? Anonymous. Now, it's not completely anonymous. This is a bad article. You can track it. But the fact that you have the freedom, I think it's better than putting anonymous. I think the better one would be permissionlessness, right? So for example, there's financial products that you can get in cryptocurrency that you would not be able to get in any traditional market, especially if you're in other countries of the world like Africa, Venezuela. It's technically illegal to buy digital currencies in a lot of places of the world. They still do it because of the peer-to-peer technology and the permissionlessness. Now, it's fast compared to other things. If we look at current payment transfer methods, sending money across the world takes, in some cases, weeks. With Bitcoin, you could do it in a couple hours. Now, there's a couple of principles. We could look at this all day, but I'd rather look at Aristotle's. He's basically a very famous philosopher known for teaching Alexander the Great a lot of principles and mentoring Alexander the Great. But basically, he has principles of money, and it makes super sense when you look at it, right? So if we look at the first one, it says durability, right? And what they mean by that is, does it hold, I believe they mean, does it hold value, right? You could even consider it intrinsic value, we'll go over some of the features. I mean, you can interpret this as many different ways as you want, to be honest with you guys, but it's easy because if you just look at Bitcoin, they have all the principles. So you don't have to interpret it any type of way if you don't want to. So durability, Bitcoin's obviously durable, okay? The only way to hack Bitcoin is to basically spend more money than the whole network is worth. And that's what makes it super durable, and the security features are unhackable. That's why Bitcoin is so valuable, okay? Portable, of course, Bitcoin is more portable than gold, right? They're comparing this to gold, and they're saying gold has all the features. Of course, it's more portable than gold. I can send this anywhere, and from a little USB device. Imagine having $10 million worth of gold. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that. It's obviously more portable than gold. Divisible, okay? This is the reason why we invest in cryptocurrencies. You could divide Bitcoin into 100,000 Satoshis. Okay, so you could divide it to as many as you want. I mean, Bitcoin's currently worth like $32,000 per one Bitcoin. But if you want to pay, most likely we're not going to be paying I'm not going to pay you one Bitcoin. I'm going to be paying you in Satoshi. So yes, it's divisible. It's actually, I would even argue to say more divisible than fiat, because you could only get down to a cent, right? It's definitely more divisible than fiat. I think it's 100 times more don't quote me on that, but I believe it's 100 times more divisible than fiat. Now, intrinsic value, that's where everybody argues, right? If I were to look at Bitcoin, for example, if anything has intrinsic value, it's Bitcoin in comparison to fiat. Now, gold probably has more intrinsic value, being that it's been out for way longer, and countries and organizations have always converged on gold. Like, everybody's always wanted gold, even like in thousands of years ago, and the Roman Empire, et cetera, et cetera. Like, they wanted gold. So I will say it has more intrinsic value, it's time tested. But if you look at Bitcoin, for example, nobody forced anyone to buy Bitcoin. So the intrinsic value came from the network effects. It came from people adopting it over time. Now, it's a little bit too early, but we are making a bet that this adoption will keep growing over time. So this is why we invest in Bitcoin. It's not because it makes us money, but it's simply because it's a hedge against monetary inflation. It's the best chance we have at preserving our wealth. This is why we invest in cryptos. So coming back to the main topic of the video, guys, when you see little decreases like this, 20%, that's nothing in the grand scheme of things. If we look at the Brave New Liquid Index, for example, like, guys, look at this. We've seen crazy pullbacks in the past. This is nothing new. Like, you can see right here, this is like a 6% pullback. But look at the last bull run, for example. There was like an 80% pullback. Like, it's crazy, but look at this. 80% pullback, and 73%. And then it kept going up. So imagine the people that bought right here, they came up. They made a lot of money. The people bought right here. And we're in the same situation. We can even look at the last bull run. We're seeing like negative 30% declines. Look at that, negative 33%. This is nothing. In the grand scheme of these, in the grand scheme of things, this is absolutely nothing. Look, all these pullbacks, you should not be worried, okay? You should not be worried from this little pullback. The value of Bitcoin is needed right now, especially with this hyperinflation, especially with the current conditions in the market. We need Bitcoin. So what are the exact price points in which I'm going to buy at? It's very simple. I don't need to really look at this too much. I already purchased, right? The next time I'm going to purchase is around this point right here. So around this moving average, I will be purchasing more. As you can see the volume right there, it seems like this price is a price that people are converging on. So I'm looking at maybe $27,000. I probably won't be greedy. I'll probably buy more close to 28,000, maybe 27,500. I'll make my first buy point. Now, if it continues to go down, I highly doubt it. But if it does, and if we look at like the decrease from this price, you can see that, yeah, it kind of meets our criteria. It's a 35%. So the chances of it going lower than this are slim to none, to be honest with you guys. But if it did, I wouldn't mind buying even more around this price range, $23,000. I would not mind buying Bitcoin at 20. If anything, I want it to go that low, to be honest with you guys, because I want to get some cheaper Bitcoin. I have a lot of money sitting on the sidelines. So just give you guys a heads up on that. Now, a couple other questions I want to answer. I mean, it's very obvious, guys. We know where we're going. Bitcoin is going to be above $100,000 very soon. So these prices are steal. You could triple your money in the next couple of years if you purchase at these prices. So that's not a problem. But there's one more thing I did want to show you guys, because I know a lot of people are doing this. And I just want to be very clear as well on this concept. So there's a lot of people who are like, oh, let's just sell Bitcoin and then buy it back when it gets cheaper. Well, look at this. This is the amount of days that you have been profitable holding Bitcoin in comparison to not holding Bitcoin. So as you can see at the top there, 99.9% of the time, you have been correct if you would have just held Bitcoin versus trying to sell it. So I highly recommend that you guys do not sell your Bitcoin and try to buy it cheaper, because what's most likely going to happen, and like I said, 99% of the time it happens, you're going to try to catch the bottom. Good luck. You're not going to catch it. That's just the truth. Like if I were to zoom in a little bit earlier, we saw a negative 30% decline in one day. I mean, look at this candlestick right here. We see increases in a day of like 20% in 2 days, 25% 2 days. So if you are wrong, Bitcoin could go parabolic, and then you could miss out on the big swing and lose much more. So it's almost smarter to just buy the dips. It's always smarter to buy dips if you want to make that decision. Never gamble on the price of Bitcoin going down, only gamble on the price of Bitcoin going up. And pretty much most of the time you'll be in the money, like at 99.9% of the time. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to give you a little wake-up call, give you some buy positions. You guys got the official buy positions. I bought now, and then I'm probably going to buy again on the 200-day moving average on the monthly. So we're looking at maybe around 27,000. This is the Brave New Liquid Index. Let's look at the actual USD. Yeah, around this range, 27,500. I would be comfortable buying more. And it's the same thing for Ethereum. Just to give you guys a heads up, I know I wanted to talk about that a little bit. It's literally the same thing around those price ranges, except you're going to see a little bit more of a loss on the Ethereum side. So I'm just going to pick up a random chart. I mean, I never use a chart. But yeah, we're looking at maybe buying Ethereum at $780, maybe $800. I wouldn't have a problem doing that. And you guys get the reasons why. There's no reason to make any other trade. I know we had a video recently with the ETH BTC trade, but guys, I can't tell. Right now, it's a free fall. So you don't want to do ETH BTC trades. Maybe we might. I mean, depending on what's going on here, looking a little bit more clear now. But I will say that it's probably smarter to just wait a little bit to let this kind of die off and then make some ETH BTC trades. We'll see what I do. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates. Like I always say, if you don't get with this technology, you will get left behind. Thanks for watching this video, guys.